This training module on Husqvarna's gas-powered grass and weed trimmers. Trimmers are an important tool in any landscaping arsenal. They are used for cutting grass and clearing weeds that lawnmowers can't reach. They are also a very effective tool for edging around walkways, garden beds, and other areas. Like mowers and other landscaping equipment, trimmers are powerful and potentially dangerous if used incorrectly. This module will show you how to use the trimmer effectively and safely, protecting yourself and the machine. If you're new to using a trimmer, be sure to practice in open spaces away from other people. The trimmer can throw small rocks and other debris that could potentially injure people and cause property damage. Also, it's important that you read the owner's manual before using your trimmer and ask your supervisor for advice and instruction if you have questions. Before we discuss trimming techniques, let's take a closer look at some of the key components of the trimmer. Here we see the trimmer head, grease filler cap, bevel gear, cutting attachment guard, shaft, loop handle, throttle trigger, stop switch, throttle trigger lockout, spark plug cap and spark plug, cylinder cover, starter handle, fuel tank, air filter cover, air purge, choke control, handle adjustment. Safety is vitally important when using this or any other trimming tool. One of the most important steps you can take to protect yourself is to wear the proper personal protective equipment when you use the trimmer. When operating a trimmer, be sure to wear hearing protection, eye protection, and safety boots or other approved footwear. Your boots should have non-slip soles and tied laces. You should also wear approved gloves. Be sure to wear clothing that fits properly. Don't wear baggy clothes or anything with loose sleeves or strings. They can get caught up in the trimmer's moving parts and injure you quickly and seriously. You should also wear long pants. Shorts leave your legs more vulnerable to debris that might fly up from the grass during trimming. Husqvarna trimmers are equipped with a 2-stroke engine that uses a mixture of unleaded gasoline and 2-stroke engine oil. Make sure to use the gas and oil properly with the right ratios. If you add the wrong mix, you can seriously damage the trimmer's engine. We recommend using Husqvarna XP 2-stroke pre-mixed fuel for your trimmer. Husqvarna pre-mixed fuel was specifically formulated to provide optimal equipment performance. It's convenient, ready to use, and requires no mixing. If you choose to mix oil and fuel, always mix 50-1 in a container intended for fuel. Start by adding half the amount of the gasoline to be used, then add the entire amount of oil. Shake the fuel mixture thoroughly, and then add the remaining amount of gasoline. Don't mix more than 1 month's supply of fuel at a time. There are a number of general precautions to keep in mind when fueling the trimmer. You should mix and pour fuel outdoors where there are no sparks or flames. Also, do not add fuel near hot objects, open flames, or cigarettes and cigars. Always shut the engine off before refueling. Make sure the engine is cool before refueling. If you need to add fuel during a job, give the engine sufficient time to cool down before adding fuel. Extremely hot parts can cause fuel to burn, or you could burn your hand during fueling. Make sure the fuel trimmer is in a well-ventilated area. Do not add fuel indoors. Fumes from the gas are flammable and may be toxic if you breathe them in. When refueling, open the fuel cap slowly so that any excess pressure is released gradually. Tighten the fuel cap carefully after refueling. Always move the machine away from the refueling area and source before starting. Use a fuel container with an anti-spill valve. If you have spilled fuel on the container or the trimmer, wipe it off with an approved oil-soaked product. and allow the remaining fuel to evaporate. Make sure you clean the area around the fuel cap. Contamination in the fuel tank can cause the trimmer to run poorly. If you spill gas or oil on your clothes, change them. Spilled fuel is highly flammable and a serious safety risk. Never start the trimmer near spilled fuel. Before starting the trimmer, check the support flange is not cracked. Support flanges can sometimes crack from simple wear and tear, or if they've been tightened too much. If the support flange is cracked, replace it. Also, make sure the trimmer head and trimmer guard are not damaged or cracked. Again, these parts can crack through use or impact. If they are cracked, replace them. Never use a trimmer with a defective guard or without a guard. Make sure all covers are correctly fitted and not damaged before you start the trimmer. As a general rule, you should also make sure the air filter is installed, clean, and in acceptable condition, and that the muffler is working properly before you start the trimmer. At this point, our operator has checked the trimmer over to make sure the support flange, trimmer head, guards, covers, air filter, and muffler are in good condition. Now he's ready to start the trimmer. The first thing he does is take a look to be sure the area is clear of coworkers, bystanders, children, and debris. When he's satisfied that it's safe, he presses the air purge repeatedly until fuel begins to fill the bulb. The bulb doesn't have to be completely filled for the trimmer to start. Next, he moves the choke control into the choke position. With the trimmer on the ground, he holds the body of the machine firm with his left hand, not his foot. Now he grips the starter handle and slowly pulls the cord out with his right hand until he feels some resistance. From there, he pulls the cord quickly and powerfully a few times. Listen for the engine to pop, indicating that it's trying to start. From here, he moves the choke control into the run position and pulls the cord until the engine starts. When the engine starts, he gradually increases the throttle up to trimming speed. Remember, when the engine is started, with the choke in either the choke or start throttle positions, the cutting attachment will start to rotate immediately. Be careful. Also, be sure to wear gloves and be wary of hot engine parts. Spark plugs can also cause a painful shock if you touch them. Never pull the starter cord all the way out, and do not let go of the starter handle when the cord is fully extended. This can damage the trimmer. Stop the trimmer by switching off the ignition. Remember that the stop switch automatically returns to the start position.